I'm Jenny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. I'm here to share the speaker portion of our Connections Over Coffee gathering of the On Purpose Woman Global Community. Andrea Hylen is speaking on the magic of creativity, trust the process. Andrea is the founder of Heal My Voice and the Incubator, an online co-working space for women with writing support and coaching. She is the author of Heal My Voice, an Evolutionary Woman's Journey, and 14 more books. She has worked with hundreds of women and men who have written stories of trauma, loss, and grief to heal an old story, reclaim inner authority, and step into greater leadership in their lives. She's also a practitioner in Ancestral Lineage Healing in the Ancestral Medicine community of Daniel Foor. And for her current programs, you can go to andreahylen.com, and that website is also in the text of this video. Andrea, thank you so much for being with us, and share your magic.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I just want to let the listeners know that I am like riding high on the energy of being in a room filled with women who are already holding this magic of creativity in their lives. And so I want you to just tune in that it's not so much the words that I'm saying to you today, it is the energy that we are projecting out here into the world. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And we started with, what does creativity mean to you? So that might be something that you want to explore. And for yourself, ask yourself that question and see what comes to you. So the talk is the magic of creativity. Trust the process. Last month, I opened a Facebook group called the Incubator, a free creativity community. And I've been thinking a lot about what creativity is, why creativity matters, and appreciating the incredible magic that we have access to. So think about this. You are a creative, magical being. From the moment you wake up in the morning till the moment you go to bed at night, you are creating. Your mind is thinking, you are feeling, you're making choices. And I would say you're also creating in your dreams as you sleep. So many times I wake up with words that I want to write that are just coming through me. It's already been happening in there. And I want to just remind you that you don't have to pull out a box of paints, open a Word document, and write a book, or start strumming a guitar to be creative. Although all those things can be fun, that is not the limitation of creativity. You are a creative, magical being just by your existence, just by being alive. So I approach creativity through the lens of a writer. I love to look for patterns, trends, and questions. And then what I discover by noticing the world within me and around me is what informs my writing. My annual incubator program bubbles with ideas in me every day, even though I only lead this space from October through February. And the next topic for the fall is already appearing in conversations and books. I'm in the process with it. The book I'm currently writing appears in my dreams and my daily activities. It is writing through me. I also love to sing and dance and talk to animals and trees and plants and nature. I use overtone conditioner to temporarily change my hair color, which is currently a Merlot. It's a combination of red and purple. And I like to write with different pens in my journal and throughout the day. So those are ways of making creativity visible. And when I say trust the process, I'm talking about the space between the first idea and the finished product, although both of those are also part of the process. but it's the space in between the beginning and the ending. One tip for being in the process of creativity is to carve time for wandering and daydreaming. And that may mean getting up earlier or changing a routine. It may mean scheduling times to press pause throughout the day. Even 5 minutes here and there creates space for emptiness and daydreaming. And like a pause could be just looking out the window or getting up and walking around your house, walking around the room. A pause makes space for innovation in the process. So look, let me just give you a little bit of a taste of the flip side of that. And that is that staying in the process doesn't mean spending all your time up in the clouds. I mean, I do carve out time for emptying and wandering and daydreaming. But the flip side is, since 2008, I've self-published 14 books, including 8 anthologies from a 9-month program that I created around women and leadership and writing and speaking in a nonprofit organization that I built called Heal My Voice. In the past 11 years, I've written over 1,500 blog posts and hosted hundreds of radio shows. And since Ginny took On Purpose Woman onto Zoom in 2020, I've created over 100 unique 5-minute featured member talks as being a member in this organization for Connections Over Coffee. And I've spent hundreds of hours coaching women and men on Zoom. So part of creativity is knowing how to turn ideas into action and bring them into completion. That is the balance between accessing feminine and masculine energy, the balance between being and doing. But here's the thing. As fun as it is to bring all those things into completion, it really is not always about the finished product. It's about the process you go through while you are creating. That is where the magic lies waiting. It's about getting to know yourself and have an experience. A finished product is like a blip in time that when it's over, it actually makes space to create something else. Right before this talk, I started having these ideas of things I want to play with this afternoon with creating. You know, it's like, okay, stay present, complete the process, do the talk. So being present in the uncertainty with curiosity and wonder, failure and success is the sweet spot of creativity. I was thinking this morning about how Ginny Robertson and Catherine Yarborough just hosted an online On Purpose Woman global gathering for 2 days. And right after, yes, and yay to the speakers and the people who attended, right after the gathering was over, both of them were talking about the next thing they were creating. They continued to talk about the event, thank people for speaking and attending, and they were already highlighting what's next. Like the process of creating the event inspired them to create the next thing. And that is how connected it all is. Okay, for the next part of this, for the rest of the time together, I want to share some tools and I want to share a meditation to support and amplify the cultivation of your imagination. I'd like to lead you in a guided meditation in a moment to help you remember and reclaim parts of your magical creative self that you may have forgotten or even hidden. Consider the idea that you have hidden some of your talents, gifts, and interests, and you did this to keep parts of yourself safe from harm. And this might have happened when someone criticized something you created or when you compared yourself to someone else. it happens for all of us during our childhood, during adolescence, and even as adults. At different decades, we tried something and maybe someone laughed at it, or we felt some humiliation around it, or we felt vulnerable. So the meditation is just a simple way to see what we can discover and recover. All right. So if it feels good to you, let's do that now. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths, or leave your eyes open if you don't want to close them. You have free will and autonomy here. So take a moment to drop deeper into your body. Focus on your heart, your belly, your hips. Connect with your legs, your feet, and the earth. Open to the creative essence that is within you and around you. Imagine that you are out in nature in a meadow. Notice the colors and flowers in the meadow. What time of day is it? Listen to the sounds of nature around you. As you listen, you hear the sound of water because there's a stream nearby. Follow the sound and walk towards the stream. As you get closer, you see a small footbridge. On the other side of the bridge is you as a child. She's waving to you and calling out for you to walk across the bridge and join her. When you cross the bridge, she takes your hand and leads you to a spot where you both sit down. Pause for a moment and look into her eyes. Tune in to who you were as a child, who she is right now. What were you interested in? What brought you joy and laughter? What was play to you? Did you like organizing the kids in the neighborhood? Laying on your bed reading a book? Creating magical worlds for dolls, your dog or cat? Playing kickball with other kids? Collecting acorns or leaves in your yard? Free your mind and notice what was play. Where is the magic? I'm going to be quiet for 1 minute, so tune in to what you're here to discover. Your inner child is standing up now. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out something that she hid to keep it safe. It's wrapped in a bandana or a scarf, and she hands it to you, still wrapped. Inside is a symbol for one of your gifts, talents, or skills. It is connected to your creativity. So unwrap it, feel it, and hold it next to your heart. When you are ready, look closer at the symbol. Remember this part of yourself. Decide if you want to embrace this part of you again. Are you ready? Know that you will be able to return here on another day and that your inner child and play is always with you. For now, hug this part of yourself. Thank your inner child for being with you. And then stand up, walk across the bridge, and when you are ready, come back into the Zoom space. So take a moment to write down any thoughts or feelings that you experienced in the meditation. And just know this is recorded. So if you want to listen to it again, if you want to press pause throughout it, it's in the Facebook group and it's on YouTube. So I want to just say also, you can also do this meditation by calling on different parts of yourself, like the teenager, the 20-year-old, 30-year-old, and beyond. And just know that you are so wise that it's natural to hide or shut off parts of ourselves to keep them safe. And with all the seeking and personal growth work that each of you have been doing, you've created a safer space within you that you can hold this now to call this part back to you. So as you're kind of coming out of that, I'll just share, there's 2 more tips I wanted to share. I posted a creativity tip in the free Incubator Facebook group on March 15th with these 2 practices. So you can always go there to read in more detail. But both of the practices are about slowing down, creating space, emptying, listening, waiting. The first one is to be a detective in your life. Carry a little notebook to record the inspirations across your path. And this can fit into a purse or a pocket. You can also use a phone to take photos or use voice memo to record something or write in the Notes app. So write or record anything that gets your attention. A book on a shelf, a bumper sticker, a billboard, a passing conversation where you hear a few words from someone, a song that's playing in the grocery store, a food craving that reminds you of a memory, a tree where you notice a shape of a person or a victory sign. And you record words, colors, smells, whatever catches your attention. Write it down, speak it into a recording, and then write it down later. But what this does is it activates your imagination and heightens your awareness to what is actually being messages that just come. Ideas that come will increase with a practice like this. And the other one is to be an explorer. like interact with your environment, the familiar and the unfamiliar. So it might be something like lay down on the floor and look at the ceiling. Look under a table, look behind the curtains, take spices out of your cabinet and just smell them and notice what scents you are attracted to right now. Make a list of familiar words and expand your vocabulary with a thesaurus. Look at your hands and your feet. Use your imagination to discover and explore what is right here in your environment. And it could be when you are out in the world. Just turn up your senses to notice even more, explore. And if you're a television and film watcher, notice what shows you are drawn to and shows where you have an aversion right now, where you're going, no, I can't, I'm not going to watch that, and just notice without judging what part of yourself you're calling out for you to explore. All right, as I begin to bring our time together to a completion, I want to, number one, encourage you to come to the Facebook group where I post a few things throughout the month, and I encourage sharing in the comments. So, and mainly in the comments so that we can kind of follow the thread of an idea or a topic that's there. I'm really trying not to overpost because I'd rather have you tapping into your creativity in different ways, come in to connect a little bit and be inspired, and then go take it out into the world. There is a monthly post where you can share your websites, books, social media links, events, SoundCloud, podcasts, anything that you're doing, because it's all creativity, right? The theme for the prompts that I posted in there in March was healing. April is fearless, and May is empowered. The process of creativity really encourages us to notice the world that is within us and around us, and to engage with our minds, our hearts, our senses. Every part of your life is a creativity project. And when you see that the process of creativity is important, I believe you make more time for it, that it expands possibilities, it expands your dreams, and it expands your influence in creating a world you want to live in. Do you know, my lifestyle of living house-free as a digital nomad began as a creative solution to a challenge in my life. And it started as a 1-year experiment. And this June, it will be 10 years of creative exploration of living this different kind of lifestyle. So I wanted to shine the light on you all. The businesses you've created, the books you've written, everything that you are putting into the world is birthed out of a creative impulse. And I believe that when you see yourself as a creative being, you are more aware of how the world within you and around you is communicating information that you can use with your imagination. So create space and listen. Thank you all.
Thank you, Andrea. Let me I'm going to ask you all to unmute yourselves. And when I give you the go ahead, we're going to applaud and shout out for Andrea. But I have to say, Andrea, you've spoken a lot for the On Purpose Women Global community. I've never left one of your talks and go, well, I don't know, that didn't land well with me. I'm always inspired by you, but something today I was in a puddle during that meditation. Something broke open, I do believe. And wow. Wow, it was perfection. I think it may be one of the best talks I've ever heard anybody do. I'm serious. That's how it landed with me. So let's all just shout out our appreciation for Andrea before we sign off and take some questions. Yay, yay, Andrea.
Thank you. You've been beautiful.
Wonderful.
Absolutely
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Wow, wow,
Thank
wow,
you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. So thank you to anyone watching this, either live, the replay in the Facebook group, or in our YouTube channel. Please take advantage of everything that Andrea mentioned. Her links are in the text of this video as well. If you want to join us for one of our Zoom gatherings or an in-person gathering, go to my website, opwgc.com, and find out all about our community and the magazine. That link is also in the text of this video. Thanks for watching.